Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a while since I got a chance to put together a video, but I finally caught a decent day here in Central Ohio and had a little time to shoot while the little one was sleeping. I want to show you something that I've been working on for quite some time that just got finished a couple weeks ago. So what you can see here is I finally got my Zermatt Arms RIMX action put together. It's got a 20-inch competition contour proof barrel, and it's in a Manners PRS1-Gen2 mini chassis. I tell you, out of all the guns that I've had, this one is the best looking. It looks good, it feels good when you're shooting it, just all around a beautiful rifle. And it's obviously got a Gen 2 Viper or a Razor HD scope. So before I get into showing you how this thing shot, I want to give you a little bit of history about it. I got the action back in the beginning of January. It was like the first week. And then a couple weeks later, the barrel came in. Now, when I was shopping for barrels, there was like nothing. You either had to get one turned and it was going to be like 20 weeks, or there was just nothing in stock. I think I found a 16-inch carbon proof barrel, but I was looking more towards getting something a little bit longer and a little bit heavier, just to be a little bit more sturdy when you're shooting off barricades and things like that. And I got really lucky. Just happened to be on a website one day. I can't remember what it was, and they had one of these, and I was like, oh man, please be in stock. So I got it. Came like a week later, and so when I got all the components, I sent it out to a place called Gunware. It's called Sterling Precision. It's in Missouri. Shipped it out there. They put it together for me. According to them, they check head spacing, all that. So finally got that back. I mean, the turnaround was pretty quick. I mean, they got it in and had it back on the road to me within a couple days, so I was pretty happy about that. I want to show you, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen what these mags look like, but get a little light on there. Now I have two, and they both have the 5-round extension. I know that's a sign of wealth because the magazines alone are 125 bucks. And then you throw in the 5-round extension, that's another like 50. So I mean, you're sneaking up on $200 for a 22 magazine that holds 15 rounds. It's just really ridiculous. But I will say, having owned and handled several Voodoo magazines and other types of 22 mags, these are bulletproof, man. These mags are awesome. Okay, so having said all that, I got it. First, I did the break-in procedure like proof recommends. Normally I don't do that, but just for warranty's sake, I did it. Shot, I don't know, a couple hundred rounds of CCI standard velocity through it just to get, if there was any remaining burrs in there, get them out. So the first time I was able to get out and shoot some nice stuff, I'll show you. And I got new targets too, because people were bitching at me because I wasn't shooting nice targets. So I got some of these. I just cut them into strips. So this is SK standard velocity. And these are at 55 yards. And I was like, hell yeah, this thing is going to be an absolute tack driver. Especially with something that's, I mean, not necessarily cheap, but not expensive compared to the other types of SK. I mean, that is absolutely how a gun like this should shoot. Now, let me tell you, this was literally the last time this gun ever shot well. And I know I put it in the description, but I'm just going to give you a warning. It's going to be a little bit of language in this. First 5 groups, 25. This was it. This was the last time this piece of shit ever shot well. And now, I shot 5 different types today. There wasn't much wind, maybe 2 mile-an-hour max. I didn't even measure them, so I'm just going to go through them and show you. This one here, SK long range. And I apologize again, I got a new tripod, and this one doesn't hold my phone as well. So this is SK long range. Now look at that. These are all 55 yards. And just to show you how inconsistent this barrel is, the top left, and I only did 10 for fouling this time, and I'll tell you why here in a little bit. But all 5 through the same hole, and then look at that. That's just absolute fucking trash. And believe it or not, this is one of the better ones of the day. And I've had this rifle for quite some time, and I've got a shot at a lot, and this is pretty much indicative of how this thing performs. Absolute trash. Next. SK long range. Again, this was one of the better ones. Look in the lower left, not terrible. I could live with that. And then just flyer after flyer after flyer. Just absolute shit. I mean, it's not even consistent up and down, left to right. I'd be like, oh, I can blame it on wind. I can blame it on me. Nah, I can't. I'm not the world's best shooter. I'm okay. Pretty much anybody can lay behind a rifle prone and shoot okay groups at 50 yards. And these aren't even under an inch or inch and a half, 2 inches. This is shit. And next is CCI standard velocity. Didn't really expect this stuff to shoot well. It's been okay for most of my rifles. But I mean, look at that. 55 yards. I mean, we're talking two-inch groups at 55 fucking yards. And get out of here. And another one, I showed you at the beginning of SK Standard. So go from that to this today. I don't change my shooting style. I don't change the pace at which I shoot or distance or even place that I shoot at. I mean, look at that. Bottom left, it'll shoot 4 through the same group and then just out of nowhere. Absolute trash. Okay, so I saved this one for last. I want to talk a little bit about this. Where I live in Ohio, we have a Lapua testing center that's, for me, about an hour and a half. So I wanted to go over there for 2 reasons. One, because it's pretty much the only place you can get ammo nowadays, and you can buy it in bulk. And 2, just to prove that I wasn't just an absolute potato behind this gun, that it was maybe not me. And again, I'm not the best, but not this bad. So I went over there, really nice people over there, just willing to help. I learned a lot from them. And I said I only did 10 for fouling because I talk a lot to him about my YouTube channel and what I've experienced. And he's like, from my experience, especially for the SK Standard stuff and the Lapua stuff, 5 to 10 fouling rounds going from each max. And he said, normally that's pretty much all you need. So I figure the person that sees the most rimfire in the world every day is going to know a lot more than some idiot with a YouTube channel. So I took his advice, and a cleaning regimen, he was able to give me some pretty good info on that. So I kind of upped that a little bit, but it doesn't really matter with this thing. It's just such a fucking piece of shit. So what we did was, when I was picking ammo, we had to select the lot where we would take out 1 to 2 flyers from each group to be the best. That was how inconsistent this thing was and how shitty it was. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have ordered anything because it didn't shoot anything really that well. The best group of the day was slightly over minute without a flyer. And he was like, man, this isn't normal. So, I mean, this stuff here, this is the batch of Center X that I ordered from there. Look at that. Not even up and down, consistent, left to right, just absolute fucking trash. And so I added it up, and just in the barrel, stock, the action, it's almost $2,900. And that doesn't include trigger, scope, suppressor, any of that other stuff. That's just stock barrel and action. Now this pretty much goes to show you that high price stuff doesn't always buy you accuracy. This is the best looking gun I've ever owned. It's by far the shittiest shooting gun I've ever been behind. And I want to talk a little bit too about how you adjust these RIMX mags. I had them running really well for a while. I had it in a MPA BA chassis, and it did pretty well. Didn't really have any malfunctions actually until the last match. I had 2. And I was like, what the hell? Didn't think much of it. And then I got this. I just like the look of a traditional stock. And I can't for the life of me get these mags adjusted right. I sat in my kitchen for like an hour, had both of the mags running perfect, 0 issues, fed, ran like a top. The first fucking time I get behind it to shoot on the range, it doesn't feed right. So they're going to send me an extractor and a tensioner. I don't think that's going to fix the issue, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, I'm not a little bit disappointed. I'm a lot disappointed, as you can tell by the sound of my voice. I'm kind of getting frustrated here. All the money I've spent having this gun shipped out, put together, and you'd think that they would put it together properly. Now, I've had several discussions with people on the internet about when you put in a live round and pull it out, every good 22 that I've owned, when you pull a live out, it has marks from the lands and grooves. This one does not. It locks up like there's nothing even there. And I'm pretty sure that might be where the issue's coming from, but still, you wouldn't think that would make that much of a difference, but you never know, it might. So, and again, like I said, spending all that money to get it shipped out and all the time I've waited and wasted getting this thing together. So, got a hold of proof, and they said that I had to ship them the whole rifle. So, I got to do that on my own dime, and I don't even know if I have a box big enough or willing to ship a $6,000 rifle. Over, you know, I don't trust USPS. I don't trust them at all. So where it stands with this one, probably send it to them and see what they say. If they come back with some bullshit about this or that, I'm probably going to hang it up. You know, probably be the last gun that I buy. So I guess we'll just see what they have to say, and if it comes back and it's a, you know, it's a completely different gun, I'll redeem it and throw together another video and be more than happy. And again, this is I buy all this. None of this is sent to me. None of this is even on a discount. So I think it's pretty fair that I do honest reviews of everything, even though I want it to do well. Even if I wanted to cheat and shoot it at 30 yards, I couldn't get this thing to group for the life of me. So everything's factory. I mean, the action screws on this are Manners recommends 65 foot-pounds, so that's what I did, 65 foot-pounds. It's got the Area 419 arc rail on it, but that's not going to mess with it. The stock's rigid. It's got the mini chassis system. But, you know, drop a comment. Love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in again, guys. Appreciate it.